everybody. One of the things that Talene and Mark and I want to do with you is talk to you about Bible verses that we have memorized. We're hoping that it gives you a little bit of encouragement and support to try memorizing some Bible verses for yourself. It can be really handy to have that Bible verse in your head and ready to go when you need something that gives you a little support or encouragement or just something to repeat to yourself to help you calm down and take a breath and refocus. So the Bible verse that I have memorized is actually the very first Bible verse that I ever memorized. And at the time, I didn't even know that it was a Bible verse because it was a cute little song that we sang together in Sunday school. The verse is from 1 John chapter 4, verses 7 and 8. Beloved, let us love one another because love is from God. Whoever loves is from God and knows God. The one who does not love does not know God, because God is love. At the time, I just thought I was singing a cute song. It had a little cha-cha beat and everything. And as I got to know my Bible a little bit better, I realized that song was actually a Bible verse. As a side note, most of the hymns and worship songs that we sing in worship actually are Bible verses. We don't just make them up or bring them from anywhere. We usually base them from some kind of scripture verse. At any rate, that's how I first started getting 1 John 4 stuck in my head. But after that, I realized that every time I read the book of 1 John, in particular, that second half of chapter 4, I realized that it challenged me on two levels. First of all, it challenged me to keep loving God and to realize that God, who is love, is the one who is in charge of my life. I think a lot of the first commandment that we are to love and trust God above all things. And 1 John 4, 7 and 8 help keep me accountable to that. I love my God is love. But then secondly, 1 John 4 challenges me to love my neighbor as well. It reminds me that I'm called not only to love God, but I'm also called to live out that love in my life. That part reminds me of the 8th commandment, which I'm sure you all have memorized, which is I joke with the kids, it's the 8th commandment, don't hate, don't hate, right? But really it's the commandment that you should not bear false witness against your neighbor. What that means is that you should always speak well of your neighbor. You should always help and support the other in all ways to try to put them in the best light and give them the benefit of the doubt whenever possible. And when I'm living a life of love, when I'm truly living out the fact that I am living as one who loves God, I'm going to extend that same love to other people. I'm always going to grant them that grace and try to look at them and think about them in the best possible way. Some days that's a really big challenge. That's why I'm always glad that I have this Bible verse memorized, because it calls me back. Beloved, it starts out. Beloved, let us love God. We are all loved by each other. We're all loved by God. And every single day, every single hour, every single minute, we are challenged to live that love out in our lives in big and small ways. I hope that this helps support you as you consider a Bible verse you might memorize. Maybe it's this one, but maybe it's one that speaks to your life and your faith and the way that you've seen God at work in your life as well. I look forward to hearing about what Bible verses you have memorized. If you want, in the comments, you can let me know what Bible verses you have memorized or are working on memorizing. Maybe that'll help give you some ideas for what you can work on as well when you read what other people have been writing. I hope you're well. Take care. See you soon.